Yo, what's up guys? This video, I want to take you guys through the time that I sold the house that I grew up in. Alright, now we weren't living there at the time. This was like a couple years later, but I ended up selling the same house that I grew up on to a client of mine. Alright, so kind of to bring you guys back, the best feeling in the world for a realtor, for a real estate agent, is to know where everything is in a house, right? If you can kind of know ahead of time either what the house looks like, or if you've been in it before, then it just makes it that much smoother to show the house, right? You actually sound like you know what you're doing, right? Sometimes what I like to do, or a lot of times, is maybe get there a little earlier, take a look at the house before showing it to my buyers. That way I know where everything is, right? But for this house, since I literally grew up in it, I knew from the moment I stepped in, I knew where everything was, right? So to bring you guys to speed now, the house was sold to another client of mine, right? Or part of my team, or the team that I was a part of. The guy owned the house for about 2 years. Then he was looking to put it back on the market so he could move out of town. Alright, so my clients were looking at the time for a single family house. They were living in a 3-family and wanted a little bit more space for their family. So I can't even remember how long I was showing these people houses for, but it was a while. Like, it was a minute, right? And this is just me being flat out honest. This was at a time where things started to pick up a little bit. The houses were still at a good price, but things were starting to go up a little bit. So competition was there and all that type of stuff. So it took them a minute to find the house. I ain't even gonna lie to you, but lo and behold, this was the house that was waiting for them. So the house checked off almost everything they were looking for and then some. Like, they weren't even looking into a house with a pool, and this one had a pool, right? But in terms of space, I had everything they were looking for, except for maybe the ceiling, or the height of the ceilings. They were about 8.5 feet tall. A lot of the other houses that we were looking at were 9-10 feet tall ceilings. So while it did feel a little bit smaller height wise, it had all the space that they were looking for, right? It's a ranch style with a finished basement, so it actually turned into like kind of like a split level ranch, right? 3 bedrooms on the main floor with a full bathroom, kitchen, dining area, and living room. And then in the basement, they also had 2 additional rooms with a finished kind of living area and a bathroom too. So in total, a lot of space to work with. The backyard was a really good size too, and it had parking for, I'd say comfortably at the time, 4, maybe 6 cars if you really tried. And it had a lot of front yards too. So I checked off a lot of the things that they were looking for, a lot of the things, to the point that they put an offer in, and they, from the point that the offer was accepted until closing, there were some headaches, because if I remember right, it was in the right around winter time, right? And I remember the fence falling down on a couple of fences, a couple of panels, to the point that the seller didn't want to sell if the buyers didn't fix that. And we were like, whoa, slow down now, slow down some, because what it is on the purchase contract, it says in detail, right, to protect the buyers, that the homeowner has to maintain the house exactly how it is, right? If there's any kind of damages, it's up to the seller, up to the homeowner to fix that. And this was one of those things that fell right into, right? So it was 3 panels of fencing. He had to get somebody out there to fix them, and per the contract, and he even talked to his lawyer about it. He ended up fixing it. He ended up having to fix it. So make sure you go through your contracts and know what you're signing, and know what's in there to protect you. All right. My thoughts at the time was, it is really important to go through all of this, all these fine details with your clients, to make sure that they're good. You feel me? Like, you want to make sure that they're protected, that the house that they see and everything that they see is what they're gonna get, right? No ifs, ands, or buts. If anything gets damaged during that time, the seller has to fix it, right? All within the scope of what the contract says, right? Um, Also, going through the house that I grew up in brought back nostalgia. It, brought me back to when I was younger, playing with my friends, playing with my family, and, going back to knowing exactly where everything was. Like, I felt like such a pro. Being able to show the house, like, all right, here's the bedroom, here's this, here's that. The house was built in this year. Over here is where, I jumped off the diving board type of thing, like, into the pool. All my friends, like, it was just a different level of an experience, and a different level of just being an agent, where I kind of was able to be a little bit more myself too. So it was cool. I'm not gonna lie, it was a really good experience. Bittersweet. I was like, I grew up there, but great to see that the house is now in a great family's hands, and great set of people, truly. So just wanted to go over with you guys the time that I sold the house that I grew up in. I know it doesn't get to happen very often, so I just wanted to share that with you guys. If you've had a similar experience, or anything kind of similar, drop it in the comments. I'd love to know. Other than that, like I always say, comment, like, subscribe, all that fun stuff. I'd appreciate it, guys. All right, I'll see you in the next one.